Hi and welcome. My name is Sive. I am happy to have you here on my booktube channel. Welcome and or welcome back. I'm going to be vlogging through Escape the Readathon, which is a competitive readathon that I am participating in May. So welcome to week 1. I am on Team Engineers. I'm going to link Lexi's video down below if you would like to participate. All of the information will be in her video. Essentially, we are on a spaceship and aliens have confused and disoriented all of the rooms in the spaceship, and in order to escape the readathon you need to move through all of the rooms and complete the corresponding prompts. You do this as a team. It is not all on you. You do not have to read for every single prompt. So our Team Engineers, is starting with the prompt borrowed, and this week I'm going to be randomizing my reads just for you guys, just for the video, to like have another gamify element to it. So we're going to start with borrowed books, and this prompt is a little bit flexible, but the heart of it is to get people to go to their library and use their library. And she's walked through some options if people don't have access to a library, but I do, and so I am going to be picking with you right now my books. I am actually joining you from the day before the readathon starts, so it is April 30th, and I really want to read on my Kindle. So through Libby, I have a couple options. So I'm going to put Big Swiss by Jean Began, Ever After Always by Chloe Leese, and one I am so excited about, Molka by Monica Kim, which is her new release. I cannot believe my library has that available to borrow. I am going to put those on a spinner wheel. Here we go. So we're going to shuffle a couple times and then we are going to spin. Okay. All right, tap to spin. Ready? Big Swiss! Okay, I am really excited about this. Okay, so Big Swiss is a book that has been on my TBR for freaking ever. It's about a woman who is employed as a transcriber for a relationship and sex therapist, and in transcribing the audio of these recorded sessions, she begins to identify and becomes obsessed with one of the patients. It's not overtly a horror, but it would be like a weird girl literary fiction. I think she's gonna take this obsession way too far, so it might still get uncomfortable. I also would like to go ahead and pick with you my audiobook, Listen, to start tomorrow as well. So I have multiple audiobooks, but I have 2 that are due in 3 days. So I know it's not super randomized, as in we're dealing with a lot of options here, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put these 2 on a spinner wheel and pick. They're very different. One is Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell, which is a thriller, and then the next is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and it's a cowboy romance, which I just dipped my toe into for the first time last month and really had fun with it. So same thing, I'm gonna shuffle this up and we are going to spin. No way. Okay, so we are going to start with Done and Dusted. Those are the 2 books that I'm going to be starting with tomorrow. I hope that you have some fun watching me get into escaping this readathon. Let's get into the video. It's Friday afternoon and we deviate from our regular scheduled programming to tell you that I am going to Atlanta tonight to see Florence and the Machine. It is a bucket list. One of 2 have to see People Before I Die, the second one being Hozier. I'm gonna get ready. So I'm back from our time in Atlanta. I went to go see Florence and the Machine last night, and we drove back this morning. I hung out with my family a little bit for my mom's birthday, and it is now around 3 o'clock in the day on Saturday. I have groceries to do, and then I'm going to read. I have been listening to my audiobook, especially a lot this morning on the drive back from Atlanta. I'm about 3/4 of the way through Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and I love it. Like, it is a very entertaining read. It's definitely a popcorn read. Like, it's quick to get through. The writing style is very easy. We follow two like ranchers. Well, one of them is a racer and then one of them is a rancher. So Luke, which is the name of my brother, and I would be lying if I didn't say that that has negatively impacted my like rooting for this couple. And then Emmy, her full name is Clementine, but she goes by Emmy, is the racer. So this is like a best friend's brother situation. They're childhood friends, but he was like 5 years older than her, so like they also haven't hung out in a while or really seen each other. And she comes back to her hometown where her whole family lives on this ranch after a riding accident creates a sort of mental block around her being able to ride a horse. And so she, in a moment of like just wanting connection, she hasn't told anybody about this, but she just spills the beans to Luke. And so now Luke is helping her slowly, gradually get closer to a horse, get on a horse, sit in the saddle again, and just try and help her overcome this mental block that she has. Chemistry ensues, and I'm enjoying it. There's around 2 hours left in the audiobook today, so I'm actually going to listen to that while I go get groceries, and I will let you know my final rating on that today, because I really do need to finish it. The audiobook returns to the library in like 24 hours. It's okay. It's a lighthearted romance, but I will definitely say I'm new to cowboy romances, but I have not enjoyed this one nearly as much as I've enjoyed Flawless and Heartless by Elsie Silver. I do like the characters, and when I finish this one, I'm gonna look up who the main characters are in the next book in this series, which is called Rebel Blue Ranch, and then I'll decide whether or not I want to pick it up. So I will let you know. Today I am going to finish my first book of the readathon. It's only the second day, but my Discord is blowing up. Like, everybody is doing full send for this, and I haven't had a lot of time to read, so I'm excited to start pulling my weight this afternoon, evening. And it's a rainy, cold day outside. Very odd for May 2nd in South Carolina. But I will bring you along for the cozy atmospheric vibe that I'm gonna embody this afternoon. So I will talk to you soon. Okay, it probably doesn't look like much has changed, but it's an hour or so later. I've finished Done and Dusted. First book of Escape the Readathon is done, and I'm gonna go ahead and log it, but first I wanted to give you my review. I'm giving it 3 stars. Like I said, very entertaining, and like I had a good time. Did not necessarily explore characterization as much as I would like. It was very much focused on the romance, and Luke, the character, just felt very like blank. The only personality trait he really had was being obsessed with our main character. And I will say that there is a time and place for books like that to just uplift your spirit and make you like have faith in humanity and love romance, and I do adore it. However, there was a side plot with his mother and the kind of tumultuous relationship that he had with his mom that led to him in his teenage years becoming so attached to the Ryder family, living out on their ranch, eventually getting employed by them. That side plot was not nearly explored enough for me. I was very interested in maybe learning a little bit more about what had gone down, or why Luke was put in the position that he had to make the decision that he had to make to separate himself at such a young age from his family. That could have just been part of his background and part of his lore, but there was one scene where that was really brought to the forefront, and I felt like it wasn't explored well enough. I felt like it was a maybe one-page scene that I needed more from. So I am now going to hop on Goodreads, and I'm going to check really quickly to see what the sequel is called and who it's about. Okay, Rebel Blue Ranch. Number 2 is Swift and Saddled, which I've seen before. So this is about Wes, which is one of Emmy's brothers, older brothers. He has a project that he's working on the ranch to like basically create a hospitality angle where he would have people stay, and so he's introduced to, or it's alluded to, that there might be an interior designer coming to the ranch, and so that's going to be their love story. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna check it out. I feel like I want to read it. Like, I definitely had such a good time with Done and Dusted. It was so quick to read and easy and has brightened my mood so much. So I will probably put that on hold at the library. Right now, I am going to move to reading on my Kindle. I'm gonna actually get horizontal now. I've been up and about. I did a load of laundry, unpacked the groceries, that sort of thing. So I'm ready to chill and get further into Big Swiss. I did do a little bit of reading in the car. I think I maybe got like 40 or 50 pages into it. So we'll settle in, read that. But before I do, I'll quickly vlog Done and Dusted. Hi, it's a little later in the evening and I was not able to lock in on Big Swiss. It is my own restlessness. I've been listening to booktube, I've been watching like YouTube videos. I think my brain is just so tired, so I am actually going to go ahead and spin for my next audiobook listen. I'm gonna see how far I get in that tonight, but ultimately it's me just deciding now what I'm reading so that I can bring it into tomorrow. So I have my handy dandy spinner wheel for you. Okay, we are gonna spin between Don't Let Him In, again by Lisa Jewell, which is that thriller Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver, but like it's a dark romance. It's like got a little horror element to it, I think. And then lastly, Master of Poisons, which is a fantasy that I have been wanting to read and I really, really need to get to it. It is on my pile of possibilities. I don't even want to call it a TBR for May, but it's on my radar. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, it's Master of Poisons. Bro, that's crazy. Okay, it's just a long book, but I need to start it. I need to start it. I need to do it. So I'm gonna pick that, see how far we get into it. Tonight is a chill night in, obviously, and I'll give you updates when I have them. Hello and happy Monday. I have some reading updates for you. I did not update you at all yesterday, but I did start Master of Poisons on Saturday night and then did some reading in it on Sunday. And unfortunately, I am going to be DNFing this book at 103 pages in. I was listening to the audiobook and had a experience where I did not feel like the magic system was explained very well, that the setting was well described, and I certainly did not understand the politics, which was for one of the characters a huge part of it. So we follow Jalu, and he is on this council, and for reasons unbeknownst to me, he gets accused of treason and then exiled. He is the Master of Poisons, and the way they talk about like lore and myth, it was very like as if I, the reader, was supposed to already know who all of these gods are and what all of these master positions are. We also follow another character, and this girl is young and gets sold to this lady who I think is maybe a witch of some sort, also for reasons unbeknownst to me. And so she meets up with some people and they are talking about shadow walking, which is when I guess your spirit like leaves your body and can go into different realms. And it was so fast paced and so breakneck speed, and I felt like I have been thrown into the deep end. So I'm DNFing this book because I found myself so utterly confused and not able to track what was going on with this one. Very unfortunate, because I years ago had a friend recommend this to me. I feel like I gave it a good shot though. Like even though the writing style and the plotting was like so crazy from the jump, I was like, I wanted to make it a good way, so I made it to 100 pages. I went ahead and spun, and I will show you that footage now, for a new audiobook, Randomized, and I had some really good options listed out there and was happy with the variety I came up with. but ultimately we did select Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna von Veen. Never read from this author before, heard great things about Blood on Her Tongue. So that is the book I am currently listening to and started that today. I'm 28% through it, and we follow a tried and true plot. For me, I loved Mexican Gothic, which is this same setup. So a girl has gotten letters over, her life from her twin, and she notices that the recent letters specifically revolve around a body that was exhumed from the property that she and her husband live on. And so after this happens and she details this experience, her letters start to get increasingly more ill, obsessive, seemingly paranoid, and her sister, our main character Lucy, is like, I have to go to Sarah, like she's not okay. Beautiful, beautiful setup. So I'm 29% of the way through that. Really enjoying it. Already have had some very, very gross things happen. I have heard the reviews that I see online about this is that there's the body horror in it is pretty like awesome. So I'm excited to get further into that. And my last reading update for you is that I have been reading Big Swiss slowly but surely. So I am now 140 pages through this book. I'm a little bit less than halfway, and I am really loving it. Our main character, Greta, is very strange. The author, Jen Began, has chosen to intersperse this story with so many almost like branch off side plots, and they're not necessarily side plots, I guess. So when you are getting to know Greta at the beginning, you get to know her living situation, and she has a roommate, and so she'll go off and tell the story of how the roommates met, and then you come back to the living room and the dog enters, and then she tells a story that portrays the personality of the dog, and then you come back to the living room. Something that has been very fun is she is continuously running into different people that she recognizes go to the sex and relationship therapist. So she like recognizes their voice. So one of the scenes is this couple come in to buy weed from her roommate, and she's like, can I get you guys some water? And she like knows intimate details about this girl. And Greta is so awkward, and it's so painful, and the secondhand embarrassment is very real. Ultimately, I wish I understood Greta as a character a little bit more, but I am truly invested in her life and in her journey, and so I definitely am excited to see where this book goes. I'm really, really enjoying it. Jen Began's writing is great. I'm having a wonderful time. So I'm gonna continue on with those two books today. I am not going to give you guys any more updates about like progress from my team. Just strategy wise, I would like to be able to post these videos in our like Discord so that people can find my channel. If any new viewers come from Escape the Readathon, I don't want them to know how well our team is doing. So we will just continue on with the randomizing of our reads this week, and that will be kind of the theme for this vlog. Hope you're doing well, and I will be back with another update hopefully very soon. Cheers. Hello and good morning. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm gonna leave for work here in a little bit, and I have to admit to you guys that I fear I might be slumping with Big Swiss, and I genuinely do feel that it is more my mental health being in the dumps than anything this book has done wrong. It's just so much easier for me to listen to an audiobook for some reason. We're not really gonna dwell on last night. We're just gonna look forward to the week. I am a little over halfway into Blood on Her Tongue, and I'm very, very much enjoying it. We had a wonderful, wonderful spooky scene that has just absolutely made me lock in on this book. Something is so wrong with Sarah, her sister. Today is a pretty much half and half meetings day. So I don't know like how much listening I'll get done, but I will be driving around a little bit this morning. So at least we've got that. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Not a lot of reading happened last night, but we persist. And if we only end up doing randomizing spinner wheels for audiobooks this week, hey, what are you gonna do? Hello and happy Tuesday evening. You can see part of my cat right here, which is kind of cute. My update for you is that I ended up finishing Blood on Her Tongue. I loved it. It's a 4-star. The reveals were amazing. A solid feminist gothic horror with very, very good body horror. Something has consumed her sister. The monster is pretty subtle. The novel has themes of passion and hunger and, like I said, revenge. I loved the plot. It was very fast paced. It was super easy to read. I was addicted to these characters and had to know how they made it out of these situations. All in all, a very solid read and something I will be giving 4 stars to. I have an agenda and that is to go ahead and spin for my next audiobook listen. As I predicted, I have not been able to lock in on Big Swiss. I mean, I maybe read 10 pages today and I'm about to go watch a movie with my lovely husband. So I've put 3 audiobooks on a spinner wheel and I am going to spin for you. The purple is Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver, the blue is Mockingjay, and the yellow is The Adventure of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is what the spinner wheel looks like and these are our options, so let us spin. Okay, we got Taurus Season. Taurus Season is a dark romance that I have been looking forward to reading. This will be the 4th time I'm reading from this author, Bryn Weaver. I have read her other trilogy. Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and Scythe and Sparrow were all wonderful reads for me. 2 4 stars and 1 3-star, and I'm very excited to try Taurus Season. It's going to be a very good time. So that will be what I am picking up next. Like I said, this evening I am just going to be watching a movie and chilling out. So no physical reading will be done for now. I will talk to you later. Okay, yes, I did indeed cheat to specifically be able to read Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver, but it was because I had my Libby loan that was going to leave and go away tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm joining you from Wednesday evening. I've been reading Taurus Season all day. So I had a day left. I am almost done with it, and I apologize for not chiming in here to tell you anything about the book, anything about my feelings on it as I've been reading, but I am now 90% of the way through this book and I am liking it a lot. I did not give any of Bryn Weaver's other books 5 stars, but they did get some solid 4 stars, like I said. And I feel like that's where this book is gonna land for me. This is a dark romance and basically 2 serial killers fall in love. Nolan, our male main character, knows Harper, our female character, because she is responsible for the death of a loved one of his from a hit and run, and he's been tracking her for 4 years, and he has slowly and methodically picked off all of the people that were involved in that scenario, and she is the boss fight for him. Little does he know that she is also a defender and serial killer of this specific town. Super unrealistic, but essentially the police force is horrible at their job, and so she is more of a vigilante serial killer. So she only kills bad guys. I don't know. Just suspend your disbelief and enjoy the ride. That is the best advice I can give you with this book. I have enjoyed it immensely. It's been a great bingeable audiobook, and yeah, I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll finish it first thing tomorrow morning. It does return at 10 a.m. and I need to roll for my next audiobook, but I just do not have the mental capacity for that right now. I just wanted to hop on here and let you know my thoughts on Taurus Season and that I read that, and I'm sorry that I cheated the spinner wheel. I am. Okay, hi and good morning. It is Thursday morning and I'm on my way to work. I'm gonna spin for my next audiobook. So I have The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty, The Wedding Date by Jasmine Gilroy, The Diviners by Libba Bray, The Return by Rachel Harrison, and Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. So let us spin and see what audiobook I am going to start today. Okay, it's gonna be Mockingjay, so I need to prepare myself for
some emotional damage.
Okay, it is the end of the week and I am here to wrap up all of the books that I got to. If you can hear some yard work outside, it's Jared, I apologize, but we're just gonna breeze through. This week was definitely an audiobook heavy week. I did very little physical reading, but I'm so happy with all of the books that I got to. I was like looking back and I was like, man, I feel like I didn't really read that much. Like I wasn't really locked in on my physical reading, but I read like 3 audiobooks and I'm halfway through another. So since I last spoke to you, I've picked up Mockingjay. I'm around 40% of the way through that book and am very much enjoying it. My heart is hurting and I'm remembering a lot of things from this dystopian book, obviously part of the Hunger Games, and we follow Katniss and the rebellion as they are trying to finish out what they have unwillingly started, sometimes willingly and sometimes not so willingly. I'm gonna take that into this weekend and I am gonna be going ahead and starting another vlog. So if you are not subscribed already, please do so and you can catch the next video that I do. I have another theme. This week with randomizing my reads was kind of tough, I will not lie. Obviously, I read Taurus Season and did not randomly pick that one. But let me go back. We're gonna wrap up everything. I read Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Cowboy romance, 3 stars, very entertaining, and I will be continuing on in the series, but nothing super special. Then I went on to listen to Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna von Veen, and that was a much needed horror palette cleanser. I haven't read like a horror in a couple weeks and oh my gosh, it was perfect. Gothic, diseased, and vampiric. It was everything that I wanted. Then I went ahead and read Taurus Season by Britton Weaver, which I ended up giving 4 stars. A very, very good dark romance. I know that I like this writing. I know that I like these plots already. I read this in a day. Totally bingeable and really, really worthy of your time if you know that you liked her previous series. And lastly, the books I am partway through. So I am partway through Big Swiss by Jen Began and will hopefully finish that one up soon. And then, like I said, I'm 40% of the way through Mockingjay. When you sign up for Escape the Readathon, which you still can when at the time that you're seeing this video, you select a bracket of the amount of books that you would like to read. And you can either pick what you normally do or maybe pick a bracket higher than you normally would if you want to push yourself during the month of May. I did the latter. So I normally read between 12 and 14 books in a month. And so I picked a bracket above that. So I have pledged to read 16 to 20 books. So reading 3 books and I'm halfway through 2 others, I would say was a really, really good jump start on my reading this month. I need to do the math, but I think I'm pretty much on track to accomplish 16 books at least. We will see. If you like other bookish content, if you like gamified reading vlogs, please feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. Go and check out Escape the Readathon and join Team Engineers if you would like. Hope you guys are having a great day and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.